Hello, and we're back, but Neil got a little internet issue, so I'm just gonna fix the overlay while we continue.
Great. The elves lead you into the village. Or, yeah, the two elves lead you into their little village.
We are getting the feedback sound again, fan sound, I think from you, Jess.
Oh, really? I didn't change anything since. Hold on. Okay. Do you still hear it?
Nope.
Nope. It goes
Okay.
away when you stop. I mean, it goes away when you ask, do you hear it? And then it comes back. So I think you
That's
maybe have
annoying.
like an auto mic sensitivity problem happening.
Probably. Sorry about that. I have the fan pointed down away from the mic, so hopefully that'll
Okay.
cut down on it.
No worries. So we go into the town, and are we like greeted by anybody?
No, it's just these two elves bringing you in. You arrive in the actual center of the small town, or what was the center for you before, and you see no other elves about. These two have just led you here, and now they turn to face you, and in Elven say, "Let me get the town elder. Is there anything we can get for you while you wait for his arrival?"
I say like something super polite about how they've been more than accommodating and we need nothing more than their generous hospitality has already afforded us.
It is our pleasure. And one of them darts off while another one stays with you.
I look around trying to find the cart that we had left there, just to see if they still have it and where they put it.
You do not see the cart anywhere.
Okay. I look around to see how big of a village I can estimate it to be.
As with the first time you were here, the village blends into rock and stone and earth very well. You can spot maybe a half dozen buildings, but beyond what is directly around you, everything just blends in with nature too easily for you to make out where they are.
Okay.
I start looking around for to learn more about the village.
In what way?
Like what do the buildings look like? Do they look similar to a human village would look like?
No. So the buildings are maybe like partially made into a tree, but then also into this large boulder next to a tree, but then also underground. They're very... It looks like they have done their best to shape the nature around them to build their houses rather than like reforming nature to create houses that stand apart. It's
So
like
it's very like one with nature kind of thing.
Yeah. It looks like the trees that make their houses are still alive and growing and blooming, and the parts of the houses that go underground are just... It all feels very normal, as if this was just a place that happened to exist, and there just happened to be a hole through this tree into this rock, into this thing over here with an exit this way. It feels as if it just naturally grew in this amazing way. It builds these buildings.
Is there any like center of town? Are we in any kind of like plaza or anything?
You're in an open area, like a little glade in between a bunch of buildings. You're not sure if this is the town's center or just an opening in town somewhere.
Is it clear like where the town starts and ends, or is it just kind of
No.
like all part of the forest?
Yeah, it's all just part of the forest.
Do we see any children?
You don't see any other elves right now.
Okay. So we're just waiting for them to come back with the elder, right?
One of them is standing here, just kind of waiting with you. The other one has run off.
Okay. I asked Victoria, what was it that you wanted to ask the elves about?
I wanted to ask them about these emeralds that I have, because the gnomes seem to think that the emeralds were most commonly traded among humans and elves, and also if they would maybe have any insight on my armband, because I know, again, the gnomes don't really deal with garnet too much.
So
And
you're
this
trying to find out where they're from?
Mm-hmm. To see if there's anything at all distinctive about my ring with the emeralds on it, or my earrings, or my armband. That might give us some insight into kind of, where we came from.
Do you want me to ask this elf, or do you want to wait till the elder comes?
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and ask that elf.
So I repeat her questions and translate them to this elf. Well, first I ask their name and, politely introduce myself.
Faltilis is my name.
Faltilis.
Bows deeply. As for the emeralds,
We lost you.
Oh, Neil. Can't hear you.
No, can't
Nope.
hear you.
Nope, nope.
Nope, still can't hear you.
We heard something. Talk now?
okay, how's this?
Yep, now we can hear you.
Okay, as for the emeralds, they are a beautiful gem. Elves prefer them to most others.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
So,
I basically just translate anything that Victoria says. So Victoria, if you want to ask them more questions, go ahead.
yeah, I will show them this ring, my golden ring with three emeralds on it, and I'll say, is there anything at all unique about this ring? Have you seen this particular ring before, or is this just kind of a pretty common style?
He looks over it a few times, goes, it is not something of elven make, that is for certain.
Okay.
The display is certainly, well, this is just our opinion, but the settings are garish and the poorly set. I think it's a taste. We would never display gemstones so blatantly and brazenly.
Okay.
Elven jewelry is much more delicate.
Okay. That is helpful.
Cool. The man comes back, the elf comes back with the town elder a few minutes later. And the town elder comes bobbing his head, nodding, goes, I believe I sent you away from here a little while ago.
Why?
I translate that.
He says it in common.
Oh. You did, Elder, and we apologize for infringing upon your wishes, but we are lost and in need of help. We brought you a gift of honey in hopes to sweeten our arrival.
Ha ha ha.
And,
I laugh a lot at this one. I'm like,
and we hoped you might allow us to stay and ask some more questions as we quest to find our identity and that of the poor black-eyed elf about which we told you before.
Well, it seems that you have gone and come back in perfect timing. Some hours after we sent you away last time, a man came through, a human man came through town. He called himself the Duke of Blades. He said that he was looking for 4 human women.
We've heard of this Duke of Blades. He's still speaking common, right? This elf? Faltilis? Okay. Yeah, we heard of the Duke of Blades. Was this the first time you had met him?
It was. He came through town offering a potion that could cure any malady in exchange for help finding you. I
Whoa.
told him that we hadn't seen you, you hadn't come through here, and that we wanted nothing to do with him. And he
Thank you.
left. However, he is certainly intent upon finding you, and he has means at his disposal.
what does he look like?
Tall for an elf. I'm not sure how that is for a human, but maybe 5 3/4 feet tall. He has many weapons strapped to his side, as well as a set of chainmail armor on him.
Did he seem old, young?
Youngish man. Certainly under 100. Certainly under 20. Somewhere around 20, I think, in human years. You're all so young. It's very difficult to tell.
Why did you guys send him away?
Send him away?
Yeah. Why did you rat us?
Because I do not believe you deserve the fate he plans to give you.
You think he wants to kill us?
One of you.
Which one did he say? Like, wait, why do you think he only wants to kill one of us?
I have heard whispers of...
About who? Did he say which one?
There is a rumor, one that I believe to be true about you. One of the local or neighboring human kingdoms has come under some trouble. While the truth is too terrible to speak right now, I will tell you when you are capable of defending yourselves against this evil coming for you. I will explain why, even if I cannot explain the who of it. But in the meantime, it is very dangerous. One of you, I suspect, is the princess who has gone missing.
Princess?
And this Duke of Blades seems quite keen on ending your life for reasons too terrible to speak until I feel you're capable of defending yourselves.
So one of us is the princess, and he wants to kill the princess?
I believe that to be so.
So okay, so let's just say the princess has gone missing. Could she have gone missing because she knew the Duke of Blades wanted to kill her and she wanted to get out of Dodge?
I do not know, but that does not sound like a leap of faith. It sounds quite reasonable.
Or could someone else have been trying to protect the princess?
There is a reason you are here and you do not remember anything. I think it is for your own safety.
Alright, if we think one of the four of us is a princess, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably the one who is dressed most like a princess. You know?
Or maybe she wanted to be incognito and is wearing a maid outfit.
Maybe. That's true.
Or not.
Who is the king in this land?
I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that?
Who is the king in this land?
The Elven King?
The king who would be most related to this princess.
I fear to tell you the truth. If you cannot remember anything, that is by intent. If one of you could not remember who you were, then clearly it was an accident. Maybe hit your head. If none of the four of you can remember, perhaps that was by your own choice.
That we decided not to remember, that someone didn't just poof our memories away?
It is quite possible that you chose to forget in order to protect yourselves. And I would hate to undo all of the hard work that you've done.
What makes you
How would that protect ourselves, though? Because, okay, does the Duke of Blades, would he recognize the princess by sight?
I don't know. I am not him.
Probably not, because it's not like she has a Facebook, right? So...
The princess is a well-known figure.
What makes you
Man
think
hunting a princess ought to know what she looks like.
Alright. Elf Faltilas, is there some place we can stay in town for a couple days?
He
is
bows
somewhere
with a half smile on his face and says, I am Sarah. And I can...
who was Faltilas? I'm sorry for calling you the wrong name. You guys all look the same. It's not racist. It's just... I didn't mean that. I take it back.
You may stay here overnight if you wish.
What was his name? I want to write it.
How do you feel we could
Sith
be...
Sarah.
Sith Sarah.
Sarah.
And he's the elder, right?
He is the old man, wise elf, town elder.
And
I
how
asked-
do you feel one person can protect themselves? You say when we're ready. How can we be ready? Do we need weapons? Do we need an army? Do we need...
He looks to
men?
Steph's character and says, "That one there seems like she might be able to defend herself in a fight. Rest of you, I don't know."
What makes you think we may have purposely gotten rid of our memories?
Why else would the four of you appear mysteriously in woods, not knowing anything? If someone wanted to kill you, why would they wipe your memory?
But we woke up in the
So
cart
that we
with
don't
the
resist.
But we woke up in the cart with the black-eyed elf man thing.
It is a mystery.
And
I just fear doing anything permanent too quickly. We elves like to act slowly over time, make sure our decisions are well informed, not hasty.
So what is your advice for us then, now that you've told us what you have and won't tell us what you won't?
Find a safe place, leave these lands, travel east.
So we'll never know who we are?
He shrugs. I'm sure there are ways to regain your memory. Perhaps a wizard somewhere else may be able to restore it for you, or perhaps it will come back on its own.
Do you know of any wizards?
I do. Are you sure you wish to undo everything?
Well,
Your death.
I just feel as though we're not really... So, okay. Presumably, one of us is a princess who's being hunted. Presumably, we deleted our own memories in order to protect ourselves, yet we're still in danger. So I think the best option would be to try to regain our memory, figure out why we're trying to hide, and from whom, and that will give us the best chance of hiding.
Also, Cicera, would you live a lifetime knowing that you don't know who you are? Let's say right now you forget everything that you've learned over your 700 years of living. Hopefully I didn't insult them. And you just start over, but you're still old?
Well, you're not very old.
Well, we're like 150 years old. Elf lifestyle, that's still 150 years old.
We elves live for hundreds, thousands of years. But you can be no more than 30, 25? I'm not sure. You have many, many, many years ahead of you. I will not tell you how to live your life, but I think it is better to be alive and confused than to be dead.
But how are you sure we're gonna be dead just because we regained our memory?
I don't. I am not sure. I do not know. I am cautioning. You humans are always so hasty. Everything must be done right now. There is no planning for the future. It is the reason your race is so great and so terrible.
I really want to understand why you think we erased our own memories, but I don't. I keep asking why, and we woke up in the back of a cart with a hostile person who had taken us prisoner. It seems like if a princess were in danger and didn't remember who she was, then that would be by design. So I am really confused why you would think we would do this to ourselves.
Let me lift the veil a little bit. A terrible curse has befallen a neighboring kingdom. A curse that requires a blood sacrifice to end.
Okay.
Your blood.
My blood, personally?
Her blood, he says, pointing at Jess.
Why my blood? Am I the princess?
You look like a princess to me.
How do you know
No
I'm not
offense
like...
to your friends, but that one there is clearly your maidservant.
Well, how do you know that I didn't trade clothes with somebody? Like, I could be the maid. Somebody else could be the princess that we maybe traded clothes to distract them. This could be a whole Star Wars, like, Amidala Padme, type situation. Is all I'm saying. Now, those are... Oh, it's just...
Of lore, but
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just
Okay,
saying, decoy princess,
but
right?
You are absolutely right.
Let's not derail here. So the reason you think that we may have purposefully lost our own memories is because of this curse that requires blood. How does it benefit us to not know who we are?
I believe the Duke of Blades is coming to kill the princess to end the curse. Knowing who you are, knowing which one of you is which, you may... I do not know all the answers, and I do not know who you are. I cannot help you lift it. I caution you against finding out.
But you know who the man is, the Duke of Blades.
He introduced himself to me.
Were you afraid of this Duke of Blades though?
Humans come bearing weapons in our town a lot. They do not realize that they are at our mercy here. I do not fear him. I fear for your safety. I do not have the answers that you seek. I only know bits and pieces, and I fear that they may not be good bits and pieces to tell you. I have told you what I can, though, and I recommend you travel east.
Okay.
All right.
Was he with anyone else? Was he alone?
No, he was by himself.
Did he walk into town, or was he like on a horse on the mountain?
He approached town on foot.
But you say he came from the west, so if we travel east, then we'll be further away from him?
He came from the south.
Oh,
the same
okay.
direction that you came from.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry, what did you say was in the east that would help us? Is there a specific goal we're getting to that lies east of here, or should we just kind of put as much distance between us and him as we can?
That's what I would do if I were you.
Okay.
Did you say you know a wizard that we could talk to?
Yes, there is a great and powerful elven wizard far to the east. He
All right.
lives alone outside of the capital city. I do not think you will be able to find his house. Most elves cannot find his house. But you may be able to find a trace of him along the way, and maybe he will help you out of mercy.
Is there a way to summon him? Is there like a spot he usually hangs out at? Does he have a fax machine or a pager?
He shakes his head slowly. I'm sorry, but the ways of our people are mysterious and mysterious to you, and a wizard that wishes not to be found
An elven wizard.
cannot be found.
Can you tell us his name?
Yes. His name is Wrath Aton.
Wrath, what?
Rathaton. But if he does wish to help us, then presumably we would just kind of travel east and he would make himself known?
I do not know.
We
If you
don't-
can find him, you should. I do not know how you can find him, but hopefully you can learn that all on your way.
We don't have any money. What do you think you would need? What,
Oh, I
what
have
does
some
a...
money. I don't have a ton, but I have some.
Wizards can conjure gold out of thin air. They do not need money.
Oh, I didn't never know that.
I would not expect you to know that.
Okay, that's
What up?
not very nice. You know, you have pointy ears. I'm just saying.
You have muscles where your brain should be.
Oh, no, he did not.
Oh. I walk away.
All right, well, I mean, let's travel east, right? Because,
Well, we're sleeping here, right?
Yeah.
yeah, let's stay here for the night and then travel east.
What happened to our cart? Or your cart? Whatever, the cart.
It's the elves' cart now. They're not giving it back, are they?
Yeah, it's their cart.
But
The cart that you brought with you, we have returned. It seems that it was a cart belonging to the king. Well,
Oh.
the king's men. Perhaps that is a clue you could follow up on. Why you were found in such a cart. Although, if you were found with a murderous man, maybe that is not such a good idea after all. Perhaps it would be best to steer clear of the capital.
Did you recognize the logo on the cart? I start drawing the logo.
Yes, it is one of the minor houses. One of the minor elven family houses.
Which one?
the Rashada family.
House Rashada.
Where do they live? Which way?
They live in the capital.
When I observe his aura, what does it look like?
You make it up because you don't see auras.
Well, I'm trying to sense whether he is, like, I guess good or evil is the most simplistic way to say it.
He seems genuine and honest with you.
Okay. It looks kind of like bluish with some circles. So I thank him politely, and once we've talked about where we're gonna stay for the night and everything, I inquire whether there is a baker or dessert maker in town.
We do have a baker.
I go
Few
visit
bakers.
them.
Okay. You go over to the baker, although by this time the sun has gone down. The baker is in his house with his family. You get led there by the assistant elf, not the town elder, who goes back to his work. And the assistant knocks on the door, introduces himself. Says that these are some humans traveling through town. They wish to speak with the master baker. Baker.
Uh-huh.
Grow up, kids.
I didn't
Is
even
there
hear
someone
it.
who
Yeah, but look at Steph.
Is there someone
I'm a
who has a
kid.
mastery in the art of collecting baits?
A master fisherman.
Kind of like that. Someone who collects baits.
Someone who's maybe not very good at fishing, but really good at taking the bait and putting it on the fishing pole. What would you call that? They're really good at
I'm
at
ignoring
baiting.
them,
Maybe you
and
would call them a baiter.
I fell
No,
to my
A
knees
baiter?
in front of the baker, and I say, "Great and powerful one, may all great blessings come upon you and your family, and may your house be blessed. Please teach me anything about the desserts which you so aptly make for this town."
Then I whisper, Master Baiter.
My character doesn't get it at all. She's like, "What are you guys talking about?"
I will come and find you before dawn, and I will show you the secrets to making honey cakes.
Honey cakes. Thank you. I kiss his feet. And then
That is enough. That is...
I say thank you and then go to wherever we're supposed to be staying.
Okay. You get led to a barracks where you can sleep, and let's take our last break and wrap up the next 25 minutes.
Yay!
Hi.